Hello, hello, Mystic GLoLady here. It has been too long since I have done any divination readings. It's been a year and a half that I have taken a hiatus in order to finish my civil rights lawsuit that's now in the Supreme Court, and I've also started going back and seeking higher education. So I've been up to a whole lot of things, and I hope that you have been creating as well. My Patreon GLoLady site is up and almost ready to run. I have my inspirational wallet size photos for download, and also my healthy hippie hemp oil blends and other essential oil blends, as well as tools of the trade. There's lots of different support levels, so I hope to see you on my site, GLoLady, on Patreon. I'll put a link below. And now, on to your readings. Hello, Aries. This is your tarot divination for June 2017. And we are going to shuffle a few, and then we are going to lay them on out. And I'm going to explain them as I go. And I'm going to be using my same astrological setup. So, as we started out in the first house of self, you have the Princess of Wands. Feeling good, feeling good, feeling good. Yay, Aries. With Venus in that first house at the beginning of the month, you are feeling good. In the second house of your finances, your possessions, you have the Three of Wands, the established strength, and you have a lot of things going for you in the month of June. Taurus, that's the energy that's in your second house. It's at its home in the second house. And as Mercury, Uranus, and Venus are in there, wow, you got a lot of really good things. You have a lot of really good opportunities for you coming up in June. Okay? Work hard and your finances are going to multiply. In your third house, you have the Ace of Wands. What new beginnings are you going to be having with that new moon on the 23rd in the third house of communications, short distance travels? What are you planning? What new things are you planning? Are you planning on possibly a new job? Is that what new communications might be about at the end of the month? In the fourth house of your home, you have the Five of Pentacles, material trouble. Well, what's going on down on the home front? Don't be blowing too much. Don't be biting off more than you can chew. So if you're doing projects, start with small ones that you know are going to be able to be accomplished. And don't look at getting all kinds of things accomplished. Like it's like, okay, you want to have a project to paint the kitchen, do it when you know that you can do it and you're not going to be interrupted by everybody else unless they're going to be there to help you. Okay? Don't be saying, okay, I'm going to build the back porch and everything is ripped out and the porch doesn't get done because you possibly ran out of funds. Okay? So when you're looking at projects around the home, look at what can be accomplished. As we are going into the fifth house of fun, creativity, sex, and children, you have the Three of Pentacles. Well, Leo's in there, so yeah, go out and have fun, but remember, going out and having fun and spending all the money having fun will mean that there will not be enough in order to finish those home repairs. So if you're planning on moving or doing those home repairs, just remember not to blow all the money having fun. Otherwise, yeah, you're not going to be as happy. Okay? In the sixth house. In the sixth house of work, health, service, daily routine, you have the Chariot. And that is you have the responsibility of being good to you, as in taking care of yourself in your health and your work. And your mental attitude dealing with work, if you are not happy at your job, then why are you staying there? Okay, don't complain. Take it into your own hands and look for that new job. Okay, look for the work that you would really like to do. Now, in your seventh house of relationships and partnerships, you have the Tower. The Tower is that change and transformation. Is that where it's coming from? The partnership that you have at work and things are changing? So you are looking for a new partner, or you're going to dissolve the partnership, or what is it in your relationship house that needs to be changed? Are you spending too much money and that is causing friction on the home front? Jupiter is there and it's retrograde until the 10th, and then it's going direct. So things that need to be fixed in your relationship that you're going back over and identifying what needs to be changed. And remember, only you can be the one who changes or who can make yourself change. Okay? We can only change ourselves. We can be an inspiration to others, but we cannot force change into their lives. They have to be the ones that want that change. Now, as we're going into the eighth house of other people's money, death, inheritance, taxes, there is a strength in there. The strength card is in there. So when you are needing some assistance, you can always rely upon others. But how much rely upon them, you don't want to become dependent upon. They can help you out of a tough jam, but if you watch yourself, you won't be in that tough jam. Okay? In your ninth house of higher learning, long distance travels, you have the Prince of Wands. Are you planning on going somewhere? What are the lessons that you need to learn in order to get that job? The full moon on the ninth, and with Saturn in there, what are those lessons that you need to learn? And is it better worth ethics, or learning to get your value, to be valued in your work? Are you planning on taking some long distance trips? And if you are, they will go well for you. Now, in your career house, as we were talking about, or as this, it seems like the whole thing is dealing something with your work and your career. And Pluto's in there in the 10th house. So, of course, that's going to be forcing some issues that need to be addressed. And the career that you're doing, is it really, really what you want? With the Ten of Wands, the oppressions in there in the 10th house. It's like, banging, banging, banging things that need to be changed. Looking at it, and it's like, what do you keep expecting to change and waiting around, but it never does? Okay, so if nothing changes, nothing changes, and if you don't speak up, then why do you expect someone else to take you serious? So if it's not going right in your career, it is a great time to get it straightened out. You know, get it straightened out. If you are feeling pulled back, then what can you do to change your mindset, to look at things in a new way? And if you do not like the job that you are in, take it in your own hands and change it, because it's not going to get any better until you do, you know, until you make the decision that I am going to speak up. I'm going to say what I mean what I say what I mean, but that's something that you have to do. Now, as we come into the 11th house of friends and associates, hopes and wishes, you have the Ten of Swords, the rune. So it's like those dreams, those hopes and wishes that are not being fulfilled. Well, why is that they are not being fulfilled? Do you have too high of expectations upon your friends? That's something that you need to consider. The pedestal that you put people on, is it justified, or is it just so you can admire that person? Because sitting on a pedestal does nothing. It just sits there and looks pretty. So if it is not functional, then why? Okay? So if your friends have been more draining on you, um, you might want to reconsider how much friendship, how much their friendship means to you. Because if they're taking you down, I wonder. I wonder if they are a friend or if they are just an acquaintance who sees an opportune moment and they are taking it. Okay? Now, as we move into the 12th house, the 12th house of secrets, of hidden enemies, jails, institutions, you have the Six of Cups, the pleasure. So when you're looking at, basically, you're feeling good. It's the people and things around you that are making you more uncomfortable than you need to. You have done some work and gotten rid of, or shall I say, it would be good to go within and get rid of that emotional baggage that you have. And as I have said, and it's pretty much apparent the whole way through, that your work, what are you doing? Are you really, really happy in that position? Do you need to go back and look at that partnership in your work, in your home, and readdress things that might be causing you some issues, some problems, some unnecessary issues and problems? All right. But as I said, you have to be the one who does anything about them. The beginning of the month, it seems to be a whole lot more challenging than the end of the month. And there again, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. It all depends on if you're going to wait the whole month until that new moon comes along in order to make that change. And when you make that change, are things going to blow from the intense energy that you're withholding? And it's like, okay, not really holding, but it will come to a head. All right, I feel it coming to a head this month, and forcing change, and which direction change goes. There again, what happens when you throw a deck of cards up into the air. You know, the pressure gets too strong when you're holding a deck of cards and you squeeze them hard and pop right out of your hand and they fall all around you. And as the cards may fall, the cards may fall. But if you look at that deck of cards and you see how you want them, you can always take them one at a time and put them on a pile and lay things out. So do you want that deck of cards to just explode and then you have to pick them up and they're all scattered? And hopefully you did not lose one in the wind if the wind would be blowing. So look at that deck of cards. Look at the cards that you have been dealt with, that you have in your hand. And if you need to make a decision, make it fast. You know, make it fast and do something about it. You know, keep the problems the beginning of the month so you can, you know, get them straightened out by the end of the month. Because the end of the month looks pretty good. But that doesn't mean that you couldn't have a good month the whole way through. I mean, yeah, I'm still seeing at the beginning it's a little bit more challenging than the end, but it still looks like a great month to me. You know, I mean, a little bit of work, a little bit of challenge, that's what's going to build up our character. So, Aries, I look forward to seeing you in July, and I will see you, love you, bye.